Everyone, Security Dave here. Today we're going to walk through Google's security page and learn about the settings available to secure your Google account. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. If you navigate to security.google.com, it'll take you to this page. You can also go to myaccount.google.com and navigate to this security tab on the left here. It'll take you to the same place. So now you can certainly start with the "We Keep Your Account Protected" security checkup at the top, and it will kind of step you through how to do this. It'll ask you questions and confirm that you're you, essentially. But let's go ahead and do this manually instead of running this wizard. So to start working our way down this security page, it starts with this signing into Google, and it gives you some of the options that you currently have. So it'll show you when your password was last set. As you can see, mine was set September 11th of 2019. So you can certainly view information about this, and you'll probably have to re-log in when you go to each one of these pages. So you can see if you clicked on that, it will ask you to change your password. Now my password is pretty strong, and I have two-factor authentication set up. So I have never received any alerts for attempts to log into my account with the password, so I'm going to leave it as is. But I would recommend, if you're not using a password manager already, to go ahead and watch some of my other videos about how to set up strong, secure passwords that you don't share across accounts. So that's the first step here. You can see when it was last set, and you can change your password here. The next one is two-step verification. If you haven't already set up two-step verification, I would go back and watch the other videos that I have out regarding this. This is an extremely important step to securing your account. As you can see, it's going to make me log in with my password every time here, because you wouldn't want to walk away from your computer, logged into your Google account, and have somebody come in here and change your settings. So they want to kind of confirm that it's you. So as you can see, two-step verification is on since October 5th of 2019, and it's February in 2020 right now, so it's been on for a good long time. I have several different methods that two-step verification is on for my account. Right now I have Google prompts with my mobile device here, and that's the way I had set it up originally. And if you watched the other videos, this is what I stepped through. And then I also have the Authenticator app, which gives me 6-digit codes that I can use to log in as well. If you wanted to add more methods, you can certainly come down here and set them up. So you can set up backup codes, which would be one-time use codes that you can print, and you can use them, for instance, when you don't have your phone. Like they say here, when you're traveling, you can take backup codes with you to log in. You can also set up voice or text messages so I can call you or text you a code, just like the Authenticator app, except by text message. And then you can have a security key, which is a whole nother ball game. This is probably be a video by itself, setting up a built-in, using Bluetooth or a USB key to secure your account. This is really like you need a physical device to plug into your computer to secure your account. If you were a VIP, I would certainly recommend something like a security key. Your account is extremely important. You're, somebody who, I don't know, maybe you're a senator or something like that. You probably want to have something like a security key. And then you can come down here if you have certain devices that you already have entered your two-step verification, like this current device I'm using right now. It would be under devices that we trust. You can come down here if you feel that maybe you've logged into a computer that you don't trust anymore. You can come down here and revoke all, and it will make you re-log in with your security token or your Authenticator app and stuff like that. Any of these backup the two-step verification options, it will make you re-log in with them all. So if you've logged into a friend's computer and now you don't trust that computer, you want to revoke that access, just click on this button and it will revoke it. So working our way down, app passwords, I'm going to kind of gloss over these because they're not really, there's certain uses for them, but I think it's going to be a separate video by themselves because there's a lot of work that's involved in here. So ways we can verify it's you. If you get certain All right, so for this section, ways we can verify it's you. These would be backup methods for Google to reach out and say, hey, there's been some suspicious activity on your account. The first option is a recovery phone if you have a mobile number that you can add. As you can see, again, it's going to make me log in again here. You can add a cell phone number, and it will reach out to you and do, maybe a text message, something like that. It will also help you to recover your account if it were to become compromised. So you enter your phone number here. It'll text you a code, and then you'll enter that, and it will prove that you have control of the device that you're currently using. I'm not going to add one now. It's just kind of a step through it. The other one is a recovery email. You'd have the same kind of option. It will be another email address that's not tied to the same account, and you can use to recover your account as well. You can also, it'll also show you recent security events. So previously I was setting up, I removed the cell phone number, and I was testing out some app passwords and things like that. It will show you a summary of changes that have occurred on your account here. So now, as you can see, under your devices, this would be devices that are currently signed into your Google account. So I have these two devices. I have this current Windows machine that I'm on right now. I also have a cell phone, and you can click on Manage Devices. I'm going to open it up in a new tab. And you can find and remove devices here. So if you wanted to, say I wanted to remove this device, I can click on these little ... here and do sign out, or I can do find a phone. Maybe I want to find the location of this device. You can also click on more details, and it will give you kind of the information that it has about the device. I'm not going to go too much into detail on this, but you certainly would want to remove anything in here that you don't recognize. For instance, you have a Windows machine, maybe you're on a Mac and you see a Windows device on here or something like that, or you see a phone that you don't recognize, or something that's really old. That's usually the case. You'll see something that's been in here for, maybe it hasn't reported back to Google in 180 days or something like that. Maybe you have your old phone in here. You'd want to remove all the devices that you don't recognize or that are no longer in use. So also, if you see here on the right side, Google Apps with account access. So if you use the Google sign-in feature, you visit a website and you use the sign-in with Google. I'm going to open this up in a new tab as well. You can see I've added a few apps to my account just to test them and show. I went to evernote.com and I logged in with my Google account, and I went to Feedly, which is a news aggregator, and you can see here that they both show up. So if you were to log in with Google on these different sites, you can also, if you're on an Android user, sometimes you can use the sign into Google with like an app, possibly like some games I've seen. They log into your Google account just to track their activity. You'll find all that information here. So if you wanted to remove these items, you click on any one of them and you can actually remove access. It'll also show you like what each item has access to. For instance, here Evernote has only access to view your email address and see personal information like that you've made publicly available. And you can see it was given about 35 minutes ago, and the location that it's granted access to. Feedly is the same kind of idea. It shows you the home page, the access it's granted to feedly.com, and they also have only basic information. So these two are pretty low. The access is relatively low. If you were to see something like full account access in here, or you see, maybe they have access to your pictures or things like that, you'd certainly want to remove access unless you use that for a specific purpose. So if I wanted to, remove access to Evernote, I just click remove access. They'll no longer have access to your Google account. You'll need to grant access again if you log back in, and you hit OK. And that removes the item. So I'd go through this and clean up anything that has access to your account that you don't recognize or you haven't used in a long period of time. It's a good thing to go through here every once in a while and clean things up. Moving back over to here, you can see there's a few things down here at the bottom. There are items, things like signing in with Google, which is very similar with this, with basically what we just went through. Using Google to sign into websites is all right as long as you maintain that list and keep things to a minimum. You can also use Google if you log into Chrome as a password manager. You can see here, it's probably make me, oh, no. I was thinking it was going to make me log in again, but apparently not. So as you can see, easily view and manage passwords you've saved in Chrome or Android, and occasionally they'll do a password checkup to make sure you're not sharing passwords across multiple devices or multiple websites. You want to make sure that you're not using the same password for every single page. So for instance, I don't remember when I set up Yelp on here, but apparently it did. It has one site or app that has yelp.com. And I can click on this and it will, now it makes me log in, see? And it will take me to a page that gives me some more details about, I signed in apparently to yelp.com with dave@gmail.com. And I signed in with accounts.google.com. So Yelp is using my this access here. Now, if you were to see some things in here that you don't want anymore, or you don't need access to, you can certainly delete them. I don't see any reason to keep Yelp on here, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete it. Now, this is really saving your passwords. If you were to use the save password feature within Chrome or Android, if you're an Android user, that's where this would show up. When you have that box when you log into a page that says, "Would you like to save this password?" If you do save passwords in there, this is where they would appear. I would recommend. I would say it's better than nothing, but I would say not to use that feature if you can. All right. I have no linked accounts, but this would give access to Google to third-party sites like playlists and things like that. I don't know examples of this, but that would be where you'd find linked accounts. Thank you for joining me and learning about Google's security page and the options available to protect your account. If you have any suggestions for video topics, please leave me a comment below or email me directly. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe my channel. Thanks again.